Today we are going to learn about visualizing solid shapes. This chapter you already learned in your lower class. So there you have already learned about two types of figures. One is a plane figure and the other is a solid figure. So now what is a plane figure? Plane figure is a figure which completely lies on a plane surface. The examples of a plane figure are a rectangle, square, triangle, all these are the examples. Now this is a rectangle. This is a plane figure. Now this is a plane surface. When I place this plane figure on the plane surface, this figure is completely lies on this plane surface. So such types of figures are called as plane figures. Now coming to a solid figure. The examples of solid figures are a cube, cuboid, all these are the examples. Now let us take, this is an example of a solid figure. When I place a solid figure on a plane surface, then only the base face of the figure lies on a plane surface and the other faces are not lying on the plane surface. Such type of figures are called as solid figures. So all plane figures are two-dimensional figures and all solid figures are called as three-dimensional figures. You will say them as 2D and 3D. D is nothing but dimensional. So all plane figures are two-dimensional and all solid figures are three-dimensional figures. Now a plane figures, what is the main difference between a plane figure and a solid figure? All plane figures will have only two dimensions, that is length and breadth. But whereas in a solid figure you will have three dimensions. One is length, the other is breadth, and one more is height. So in all 3D figures you will have height also. So for all two-dimensional figures you will have only length and breadth, but whereas in the three-dimensional figures you have length, breadth and height. As I already told you, an example of a solid figure is a cube. So now I am drawing a cube here. This is a cube. So here in a solid figure, every solid figure will have a faces, edges and vertices. So first of all you need to know about what are all these things. So what is a face? A plane surface of a solid figure. The plane surface of a solid figure is called a face. A plane surface of a solid figure is called a face. Now coming to edges. It is a line segment which joins two faces are called as edges. So these line segments are called as edges. Next is a vertices. The point where the edges meet. It is a point where the edges meet. These are called as vertices. Now one more important concept in this chapter is a net. So a net is a shape formed by unfolding a solid figure. A net is a shape which is formed by unfolding a solid shape. For example, this is a cube. This is a cube. So a cube has 6 faces. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and bottom is 5 and the top is 6. So now when I unfold this solid, then that becomes the net of a cube. See now I am unfolding the net. See, when I unfold the net, the shape which is formed is called the net of a cube. This is a cube, so this is a net of a cube. If you unfold the net of a cuboid, then it is a net of a cuboid. So, like this, you need to prepare all different kinds of nets which are present in your textbook. Now, next one is these solid figures can be drawn in two types. One is in an isometric sheet and the other is oblique sheet. These figures can be drawn in an isometric sheet. This dotted sheet is called as an isometric sheet and this grid type sheet is called as oblique sheet. You can draw, for example, if they have given you some of the measurements of a cube or a cuboid to draw on these particular faces, so you can use these type of sheets. You can draw it in an oblique sheet as well as on a isometric sheet also. Here I have already drawn one figure on an isometric sheet and as well as on an oblique sheet. Like this, you can draw the figures in these two types of sheets also. Now I am going to tell you about different types of views which are present for your 3D objects. For each and every object, means a 3D object, you will have three types of views. One is a top view, front view and a side view. You will have three types of views for each and every 3D objects. So, for example, now I am arranging a 3D shapes here. This is a cuboid, this is a cuboid, this is a cube. I am arranging them one on the other now. See, if I place a cuboid, both the cuboids like this, and on that I am adjusting this cube. Now, if you observe this figure, it is a combination of all the 3D figures. So here you are able to see, when you see from that side to here, this is your front view of this figure. So you are able to see this part and this part and this part of your figure. Now, when you observe from a side view, then your figure will be like this. See, you are able to see this figure and a figure of here. And if you observe from the top of the figure, then also that is called as a top view of the figure. So all the 3D figures you can observe in three views, that are top view, front view and a side view. So this is a thing which you will learn in this particular chapter. Now let us revise what we learned today. So the first of all, we learned about a plane figure and a solid figure. What is a plane figure and what is a solid figure and what are the differences between a plane figure and a solid figure. And next we learned about faces, edges and vertices. A plane surface is called as a face and the line segment which meets the two faces is called as edge, and where vertex is a point where the edges meet. These three things you have learnt. And one more important concept you learnt here is a net. Net is a shape which is formed by unfolding the shape of a 3D figures. So next year we have learnt about different types of views which are present for your solid figures. They are top view, front view and side view. And you can able to draw these 3D figures in an isometric sheet and an oblique sheet. Thank you.